You got it all, man. You be on a little schedule.
A little bit. I can do better.
What's up, Mike? Okay, I'm new to this. I never did no PowerPoint ever in my life. I never done a PowerPoint ever in my life.
Are you serious?
Nothing for what? You know what I'm saying? My job requirements didn't have PowerPoints. You know what I'm saying?
When did you do this? What's the best time
Talk
to
to
do
my
it?
hands.
No, what I'm saying.
Own businesses, sold cars, bought low, sold high,
What's the best time to do it?
anything.
You sold cars?
Yeah, I sold, but like for myself.
Oh.
Yeah, like I ship cars, I was shipping cars overseas. So I had a client base over there, we were buying cars from auctions, getting the right, sending them out. We're good to go?
Yep, we're recording and we are live.
Okay, let me pull up my little John. So I can follow along, I can know what's next. Hi, everybody on Zoom. What I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna go through this PowerPoint presentation to talk about how you can win your day by noon. Afterwards, I will have questions. I have my cyberbacker on here because we're gonna talk about that as well. And so the whole concept of this win the day by noon is if you time block and schedule your day correctly, you will be able to accomplish so much that by 12 o'clock, let's say, you should be good enough to get all your lead gen, all the important stuff in your business out the way, and that you'll have a successful day, a successful database, and be able to accomplish your goals. So that's the whole point of win the day by noon. My best days when I do everything right and I hit all the numbers, I get everything accomplished by noon. I get so much out of it. So me doing that for a whole week, I'm killing it. I'm doing it for 2 weeks, I'm on your tail. Give me a month, can't see me. It's over with, right? So I'm going to talk about some of the things that I do that have allowed me to be successful in my business. And a lot of it has come from, conglomerate of things. So that's how we got win the day by noon. So here we go.
Rodney, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
When you started out, I'm Angela.
How you doing, Angela?
Did you start out full-time or part-time? Were you doing engineering?
In a way, a little bit. I treated my business part-time. I took Wednesday off. I didn't, after I closed, I didn't go. After I closed, I didn't do business for a day or two. After I closed on a deal, things like that. But I got paid part-time too. I mean, I made good money, but if I would have did more, I would have got a lot more money.
Okay.
And so, I got paid every other month. Sometimes I might skip 2 months and then get paid. I get paid 2 times that month, but that just wasn't enough for me.
Right.
All right, so I'm gonna start with the routine, right? Your morning. It's so important to start your day off correctly because that's going to shape and guide the rest of your day. So start with that. Morning routine, getting your mindset, right? With my morning routine, mine is a lot of, I start off with gratitude, I start off with prayer. If you're not into that, it can be meditation, right? And that's the first things that I do. I start off with what I'm thankful for, right? Then I go straight into prayer, and after that, I do positive affirmation. That's how I get my day started. Then from there, I go into trainings. Actually, I'm just gonna give you guys the layout of what we're going to talk about in here. It's the morning routine, the trainings, the preparation for the workday, things that need to be done in lead generation, different types of scripts that I use in everyday contacts, and lead generation sources. So, and that'll bring us to the morning routine that I was talking about, right? The gratitude. Then I go into prayer, positive affirmation, workout or meditate. I'm working on that working out part. That's tough for me, trying to get out of the way. But if you can, the most successful people that I see they have in common is they wake up probably about 5 o'clock in the morning and they get that workout in and they get all that stuff done in the beginning of the day. And I mean, it's so common when you hear from like the most successful people that this is just a habit that they have, right?
When you overcome that workout, you feel like ain't nothing you can overcome the rest of the day.
Period. The thing about it is when you work out in the morning,
Yeah.
trying to find strength, energy, and motivation at the end of your day is so hard.
It's
You get it knocked out in the morning,
Yeah, you feel good.
you know, it's done. It's done. If Lewis know he on there every day, Lewis is, you know, he out there like in the mornings and he gets it done. Because you try it afterwards, it's just so hard. It's gonna be hit or miss. So after you do that, right, I go into trainings. So if I'm gonna share some of the trainings that I actually do. Every single day, Monday through Friday, here's the trainings that I do. I do the James Shaw pivot shift call, the Jedi script practice, and then I do the Inspire with James on Tuesdays, right? So at about 8 o'clock, 7:30 starts with the James Shaw pivot shift call. If you're not on that already, you need to get on that. It literally has helped my business, change my business so much. And it started during the pandemic. And I used to take that part-time where I listen to it sometimes, not listen to it sometimes. Now I can say I've probably been on it for like 2 years consistently. If I don't get on that call, I feel like I'm missing out. I used to have my schedule where I had to listen to it when I got to work, right? Because it's recorded. But now I try to get on it live. So it starts at 7:30 for the early part, 7:30 to 8, but the actual show starts at 8 o'clock. So from 8 o'clock to 8:20, I'm on that call. I'm getting inspiration. I'm hearing strategies, things that successful people are doing. And it always seems to be the topic that they're talking about is what's going on right now in real estate. I promise you, what they're talking about is what's going on. So I'm never lacking on what is happening in real estate right now, even if I'm not participating in real estate because of this call. So then after that call, I go into the pivot shift call. And I mean the Jedi script practice. Got to have the script practice. The importance of the script practice is, you know, it allows you to practice with people before you have to practice and possibly lose money. Because if you practice and don't get it right while you're doing your lead generation, then you can be costing yourself dollars. So having your script practice is so important. They talk about it in the book as well. You know, you should be practicing every day. This is what you do. It's like if you play a sport, when people play sport, they train. As a real estate agent, we have to train every day, right? That's how we get better. That's how we sharpen our skills. So this is a good one to have. The Jedi script practice, which is from 8, I think it starts about 8:15, but I get on at about 8:20, 8:25, and I ride that out till 9. I'm doing this, all the stuff I mentioned, at this point in time in my schedule, I'm in the car. I haven't even got to the office yet. So these are all things that I've done. And then on Tuesday, you jump on Inspire with James Shaw. They have they have people that speak on it. I did a live call with them and did an interview and talked about what I did. So here's the schedule for it right here. So you guys can see it. And these are the links. If you're on Zoom, you can, I don't know if you can copy and paste or whatever, but this is a short link of what these are. All these are on Facebook as well. They all have a Facebook page, the International Scripture Role Play Facebook page, James Shaw Pivot Shift Call Facebook page, and then Inspire is one as well. And the Inspire is about, what is it, $100 a month? It's $100 a month. And you also get a private one-on-one call with James Shaw as well once a month. Is that right? Because she's on it too. And
So there's different communities, so they broke everybody off into their own communities so they could mastermind.
So from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, that's my preparation time. And that's what I do. If you did it the night before, it'd be even better. I just don't have that for me. I don't, what I'm doing the night before, I can't get all my stuff together. I'm with the kids, I'm with my wife. That's what's important to me. That's what gets me going. So I do it during this time. And during that time, there's some things I do. I respond to the client's messages that might have called me the night before. If there's something in business that I need to work on, making a call, calling an attorney, this and that, I'll do it all between this time. Because they say that you can never let current business take precedence over finding new business. It's the difference between working in your business, working on your business. So I'm getting out of the habit of doing that. When you get busy and start getting contracts and you find yourself putting in all this work and it's taken away from you putting in work to get business, that's not a good thing. It's not a successful strategy. They teach every day you need to be finding new business and then work on your business. So I take this time to do small things. I work on small tasks that I need to complete. If I need to sign something, contract, whatever it is. Sometimes I might just take 30 minutes to talk to my friends to get my mind clear, to prep for my day. But I use that time for that. And then also I ready the task for my cyberbacker. For y'all that don't know what a cyberbacker is, I use a virtual assistant, right? It's basically my admin. And that was when you're on the, what is it? The first hire, they say in the book, the first hire that you should do for anything is an admin, right? So I finally got my admin and it took some while to get things going like I needed to, but now I'm running a smooth system with my admin, and which is my cyberbacker, right? So what we do is, once we do that, I get all my tasks ready. It's about 10 o'clock. Now at 10 o'clock, I start with her. And first thing we do, we get on Zoom. I get on Zoom, my cyberbacker, and some of the things that we'll go over. One of the first things that we'll do is we pull up my 411, right? And how I have it on my computer is on my starter screen. As soon as I start my computer, the things that pop up are my email, my 411, and then I have like my FMLS and my command, everything I have, because these are things that I'm going to be doing. So when I get on with Sam, I'm like, okay, Sam, let's look at my 411. That's going to show me where I'm at, what I need to do for my day, right? Then I'll be able to also look at, we'll look at my content, right? So my cyberbacker does my content for a week in advance. She used to do it for like a couple weeks in advance. And I would go through and I approve all of them. If I don't have the time, then I'll just look at it to see if the content's good for the day. And then I approve it, she has it. But the best practice is for me to look at it one day a week for the week before and approve all of them. So I know that all my content is being made. Then we'll look at my task, right, on command. Go ahead.
Sorry, really quick, question. When you say content, are you talking about social media or for like
Social media.
smart plans or like?
Social media mainly. Social media mainly. Any other content's kind of like fly, like, hey, I just got this on the contract. Can you put that on there?
Right.
Hey, I want to create this for this, like the flyer for this class, like, but that's like in between things. So while I'm lead genning, she'll have her tasks that she's doing, but she'll stay on Zoom. And so then she sends me my DTD2, right? And I'm going to show you guys all this that I'm talking about that she does at the end, at the second part of this class, so you can see all of it. So she sends me my DTD2 list, right? And then, we look at my task on command. I'll see if there's any leads that I need to contact. I'll see if, I want to make sure I don't miss anything. All right, yep, so then I use Crexy is one of my lead sources, and I'll go and check on there, see if I had any leads from there. I do two campaign ads a week. So I check if I have any leads from my campaign ads, right? And then I'll look, see if I have any appointments. We'll look at my calendar. And then once we identify all that, we'll see the level of importance for what the tasks are. And then I'll be able to go from there. It's $25. So, what we'll do is she'll have all her tasks and things that she needs to complete. And then I'll start with my DTD2, right? And what I'm doing is I'm making these calls. So here's how I lead generate, because from 10 to 12 o'clock, for me, that's when I'm doing my lead generation. That's when I'm focusing on it. If it goes after that, then that's great. But from 10 to 12 o'clock, doing my lead generation, that means that all my appointments that I'm gonna set are gonna be typically after that. My cyberbacker works from 10 to 2. So I like to set any appointment that I need to do really from 2 and after, because from 12 to 2, either we're gonna continue to lead generate, or we're gonna have to look at what we need to handle with business. Like whatever I need for her to do before she gets off of work, I'm gonna make sure those things get done. And it's typically contracts, updating things in my systems. So now I'm gonna go into how I lead generate, right? So I talked about this, so D2 contacts. Check messages on social media. I utilize a client call sheet. Check, when I say check email for new leads from third-party apps, that's like Crexy. I use OpCity as well, but I haven't really get much from that. And then my campaign ads as well, right? So I want to talk about what I do with the DTD2, right? Because I think it's important to have a system and strategy with that. So while I'm lead generating with the DTD2, I'm making these contacts. The purpose for people who don't know, I think everybody in this room knows what a DTD2 is so you're not called biased, you don't skip anybody, right? So every single person that we talk to has to go on a smart plan or have a task associated with it. And then we take notes on every conversation I have during that day. That is what it has to be. So the script practice helps me with some of those conversations, right? And what I'm having, depending on the person that I'm talking to. And me, because of the previous business I was in, I have a lot of contacts in my phone who I don't remember who the hell they are. You know, nicknames, all that. And that's okay. There's scripts for that. I talk to some people who don't know who the hell I am, but guess what? At the end of the conversation, because I have the scripts that I got from the script practice, I'm turning that person into a lead that I'm communicating with again. And now they know who I am. So when I call them again in 3 months, they remember the conversation we had, and I might not remember the conversation that we had. But however, because I take notes on every single person that I talk to, I don't have to remember. I just go to the notes and be like, oh, we talked about this and that. And a lot of times I find that they're like, oh, hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, da, da, da. And that was happening too frequent. I'm like, oh, what's going on, Rodney? I'm like, how did I meet this person? Like, yeah, you told me. I'm like, so the notes now has helped me a lot with that. So
What medium do you use to take notes? Like, what do you take notes?
you want to do me a favor? You go to my office and grab my client call sheet. I'm gonna see it on my desk. So I meant to get that out and pass that out, but I will. Since there's not that many in here, I'll print it out if you guys want to use it. So I got a client call sheet that I was using manually. Now I have my cyberbacker take the notes. So while she's on Zoom, so when I get to a contact, I'm off the phone. I'll be, hey Sam, this is put this in the notes. Put the date that we talked, what we talked about, this and that, and then there's going to be a task for the next time I call them. Ask them this, bring up this, then they're going to be added to a smart plan. And I'll go over some of the smart plans that we have and everything like that. So that is how I'm effectively approaching my lead generation. Everybody has to fall into a category, but everybody has a task. And the task is always, after I have that conversation, 90 days from there, I'm going to call them. But if it's a different priority, like for instance, I talk to somebody and they need to be in touch with the lender, then they're going to fall into a different category where I'm still going to contact them 90 days, possibly, but I might need to call them in 2 days because I might need to send them to a lender. And based on the priority or whatever the situation is, I'm gonna have a task when I contact them. Now, if it's just like nothing, I call them, hey, how you doing? I'm catching up. Thank you so much. So this is a client call sheet. This is what I use. You don't have a cyberbacker, this is a great thing to have. You talk to somebody, put the name down on the list. It has their name, their phone, their email, their address. Then I'll put the lead source of where I got the lead from. then I'm gonna add a tag to it. Every person also gets a tag. So that's how I, organize them in my database. Then, this is a good thing on here because it reminds you to ask that question while you're talking to them. What's your birthday? What company they work for? Their job title. And if it's a past client, I put the home anniversary. But I put the client notes on here of what we talked about, what day we talked. So then I have that and I can always go back to that. So I have a stack of these from before I had my cyberbacker. And my whole goal was to Monday through Friday, I'm gonna do that. And then on Friday, I'm gonna take that sheet and I'm going to upload all those people into my command and update it. I never got around to doing that.
Where'd you get the client sheet?
I got the client call sheet from Dana Elliott. She has this, she has a smaller version of it. And what I did was got what I needed from it and made my own version. And so, but I can give you copies if you need it. But it's good to have right next to you while you're talking. Go ahead.
So Rodney, you don't use command to, when you're like communicating in your notes and command?
I do. I just don't do it anymore. So I'm gonna get that at the end. We'll talk about my cyberbacker and what she does, right? So my cyberbacker, she's taking care of all that. But when I didn't have a cyberbacker, the client call sheet was for that, where I can smooth through Monday through Friday, put all these people down, and I'm not taking time out, right, to go and enter them in command, because that takes time, right? So this was my system. Do this, and then on Friday, take an hour out, go to my client call sheet, take them, add them, and update them in command. So let's just say how I had that 9 to 10 on every day. On Friday, I could have used that 9 to 10 and all I'm doing is entering people into my command. So before I had a cyberbacker and like real smooth system, well, the system I have now, my goal was Friday to do things of work on my business, right? Admin things, whatever I need to take care of and stuff like that, which I still think is a good practice to have a certain day set. So you're not doing it every single day, and it's allowing you to time block to get your lead generation going. So having that, picking a day where you order your content for a week ahead and then schedule it. So you don't ever have to go back and look at it. You can take 30 minutes to do that. And that literally just saves you so much time and puts you ahead of it. So doing things like that, updating whatever I need to do, admin work, that was my plan on Fridays. So, cover everything. Okay.
Probably just right quick on, getting them pre-qualified with the lender.
Mhm.
I don't know about everybody else, that's a challenge. Hey, get qualified with the lender and then check with them, but 2 weeks later, they still. And what I do now is I get the app, the link from all of my lenders. I text it to them. I say, here's the link, take about 10 minutes to do it all now. When you finish it, let me know so I can let the lender know. And then about a day or two later, hey, you get a chance to finish the app? Oh, no, not yet, I'm gonna do it this evening. So I got better results that way. This is, just tell them you're pre-qualified.
Yep. And so what we do in that, we have a smart plan for that, right? We have a system for that when it comes to people like, say they're gonna be buying a house in 3 months. They fall into a category and we know that somebody in that situation, you have to call maybe every few days. You might be calling every few days, depending on where you're at, you might call them once a week. But we wanna make sure that we're identifying how that goes and systematically approaching it, right? So different type of scripts for everyday contacts. I'll give you an example of like, this is what I have. So I'll have my non-met contacts, my met contacts, haven't spoken in a while, future home buyer, future sellers, wanting to buy or sell, but skeptical. This is kind of like how I also tag my database as well. It's similar like this, right? My haven't spoken in a while is like a long-term nurture. Non-met is if I was to walk in a grocery store, I probably wouldn't even recognize that person. I might have met him before, but like not enough where we have a relationship to where I haven't built a strong relationship with them, right? My met contacts is, people who they think about real estate, they think about me. I see them in passing, we're gonna stop, we're gonna say, hey, I have a relationship with them. And then the people I haven't spoken to in a while, I know that if you're doing your DTD2 and you come across a name and you know damn well you ain't talked to that person in 10 years, you get this feeling of like, man, I don't want to say this and that, right? There's a script for that, and it's okay to call them. It's okay to call them because guess what? They ain't called you either. So it ain't like they can say nothing, right? So getting over that fear, putting them in their own category, how to deal with those people. So I have a script for them that I use. And it all depends on temperature. Sometimes I might get on Facebook and be like, let me see what they've been up to. So I'll make sure when I talk to someone, I got a conversation, I can bring up like, yeah, man, you were doing this, and oh man, how's the kids, man? Like I've been keeping up with you, been following up with you, but I haven't been looking at your page, right? So that's my bad though. So I'm learning, right? So, but same thing for them. The thing is, you call them and they might be looking at every single thing you do, and you feel bad. Cause like, yeah, I see you doing this and that. I'm like, I ain't looking at your page, but I see what you've been doing. I ain't been keeping up. But as I'm going through the DTD2, now I'm building a relationship, and now I am keeping in contact with them. So I have a script for that. Future home buyers, they're already going to be, if I haven't talked to them yet, then I'm initiating a conversation and putting them in this category for future home buyers. Future sellers, same thing, conversation with them, and people wanting to buy who are skeptical, then of course I'm giving them perception of what's really going on and having to explain to them about that. So my lead generation sources that I use. Yep.
So like how and where you keep track of people who you need to talk to? Like sometimes I just meet people all the time. It's like, oh dang, I forgot about them, so I need to call. But it's just like everywhere. It's just names in my head. And that's the problem right now. So you broke down these categories. So like, how do you remember like when and how often to talk to people? Like to call people?
Is this, let me ask you a question. Is this pertaining to talking to people and passing after work? Or are you talking about while you're lead generating at work, talking to people, these people that are coming across your head and stuff like that?
The latter.
Is what?
The latter, like the second thing that you said.
Okay, while you're at work.
Mhm.
Okay, so when I'm doing my lead gen, every single person that I talk to has to go to a task or a smart plan, period. So that prevents me from missing out on people. You see what I'm saying? So when you start attaching that to your conversations, you don't miss nobody. Period. People have to fall through the cracks because when you get off the phone, this person has to have a task or go on a smart plan. The task could be call them in 2 weeks based on what we talked about. Here's the notes. You don't got to remember. Let this remember for you. That's the system with it. So
I'm sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Is that, so that's actually incrementing the task?
Yes. When I say task, my task might literally be goes to my calendar and it's a reminder to call this person because of this. My task could be a task of something that they're asking for. Make sure that I provide Mrs. Willis with a person to do her lawn. If I ain't done it by next week, there goes my reminder to do that. Now, once I did that, if I already put her in a category or put her on a smart plan, we're gonna add it to there. But my task would be just to build a relationship with that person. Call them back in 1 week and tell them this. Call them back in 2 weeks and check for this. So, task can be, they said that they were gonna go and apply for that, for their mortgage. Call them back in 2 days and say, did you apply yet? I need to get my credit up. My lender said that I need to go and get a credit card, a secured credit card. Okay, when do you think you're gonna do that? I should probably be able to do it like, next week when I'm off. Okay, I'm gonna call them next week. Then, hey, did you get that credit card yet? You didn't get the credit card yet? Call them in 2 more weeks. Hey, did you get that credit card yet? So these tasks are reminding me what to do with these people. Sometimes the task is just call them in 90 days and check on them and ask them how they do. They dog died. My task might be to send them a warm, heartfelt message in a week. Their mom passed away. My task might be to send them flowers. But every single person has to have a task or a task and add it in the smart plan of what to do.
So that task, do you use tasks on command or do you just put on your calendar?
Task on command, but it can also go into my calendar with reminders. So, but as I'm glad you asked that question. That's why in the morning times, when I start with my cyberbacker, that's why one of the things that I do is look at command to see what my tasks are.
Right.
Because then that allows, because I have tasks. So that has to be in my routine in the morning, because I'm gonna see what it is. And man, 75% of the time, I don't remember. And I'm like, damn, this is doing it for me. I don't have to though. I can do it and I can shift right to the next conversation. And it's saving me time because I'm not having to rack my brain of how am I gonna remember what I'm gonna do. Nah, it's there already. And my cyberbacker, she's putting the notes in and she's doing that.
That's good idea.
Huh?
Putting it on your calendar.
Say it again?
I think we can use our calendars more and more for stuff. You know, I'm finding that helping me out a whole lot.
I'm gonna show you guys that.
Yeah.
You remember, you seen Dana Elliott's calendar? You seen it?
Uh-uh.
So you didn't see that classes she did? Any of y'all ever seen her calendar? Oh, she got a mean calendar. When I was new and I didn't have an office and I was in there and I seen her pull up where she got colors, right? And I'm like, damn. She said, yeah, I can show you how to do this. I'm like, no, I can't get with that. But I'm slow. I've gotten there now. I got a calendar. I put things on there and how it works for me. The notifications, that don't work. I don't do notifications on my phone. I don't have, but only thing I do have is a notification for alert when I get an email. So all of my reminders for tasks that I have to do are going to be a series of like 5 emails. It's going to send me an email notification to do this. Mine usually goes, my cyberbacker actually knows how I need my notifications for how I remember stuff. If I have to go on a listing appointment next Monday, I need 2 days before, the day before, I need 4 hours before, I need 2 hours before, and then I need about 45 minutes before. And maybe add in a 5-minute. That's what I need for my reminders, just in case, because I'll get that one email and I'm moving through my day and I'll remember. So and it comes through and hit the ding. I look at what's that? Oh, snap, notification. Let's do this.
I always thought that, I always had the mindset that my calendar was for important stuff, I was appointed, meeting, and now I learned, there should be no limit on what you put on there. Hey, call so-and-so tomorrow at 8 o'clock, or just simple stuff.
Mhm.
Uh,
My task for calling people comes up on my calendar as well. So it's in command, but also when I go through my calendar, like I'll just, especially the 90 days, especially it's more specifically on the 90 days. The 90-day calls on my calendar pops up. As soon as I put them in that category, she's gonna go to my calendar and she's gonna put 90 days from that day to call this person. And I'll just wake up one day and I look and I'm like, oh, I gotta call this, this, and this. Why do I gotta call that? Who is that? Guess what? Go on my notes.
So that's not your regular, like Google Calendar or something like that?
Google Calendar. And I have my Google Calendar for work and I have my family calendar in there as well. And now I have Keller Williams calendar as well. So all of this in one spot and it's color coordinated. So I know what it's for. So now when my wife is like, remember when I told you that we had to go to my aunt's birthday party?
I learned to put that stuff on my calendar.
On the calendar.
That's the one that-
You don't gotta tell me nothing. Just look at the calendar.
I had to double book something. Oh,
Quick. And I'm still not perfect at it. It'd be on the calendar and she'd be like, cause she don't tell me nothing and she'll put it on the calendar. You didn't see it on the calendar? Like, yeah, I saw that color, but I really wasn't like, I never clicked on it to see what it was, you know? All right, so I'm just gonna do this. So my lead generation sources, having a GPS and a 401. Does everybody know what a 401 and a GPS is? Very important to have. The 411 is going to show me what my goals are and what I need to accomplish for that week. So I look at it in the morning. Sam, how many contacts do I need to make? How many did I make already? She'll tell me because she uses Goal Tracker. She uses Goal Tracker to track my progress on what I'm doing to accomplish my goals. My 411 is what I want to accomplish, and then for that week. That's what I'm just looking at that week. Right.
No, I did it 135.
Yep.
That's more high level.
That's GPS.
Oh, okay.
Yep. That's GPS. So your GPS is identifying your strategies to accomplish that goal, right? So those things are going on your 411, and you're breaking it down to what you need to do by weeks, right? So my lead generation sources are, and you should have at least 3. Your GPS has 3, right? So the 1, 3, 5. You got 1 goal, 3 lead gen sources, I guess, and 5 strategies on how you're going to accomplish that. So I'm gonna put some ones that I use. I got my sphere of influence. I have off-market property lists and investors. I deal with a lot of investors, so that's part of my lead gen strategy as well. I'm having to tune in with them. I'm having to make sure that the properties are getting updated and they're getting sent to them. Third-party apps. I use Crexy. I got this crazy thing called Clever. They reached out to me, and I'm actually just got one of the properties under contract. Op City's a good one. If you guys don't know what Op City is, go to Julia or Casey and have them sign you up for Op City and learn about what that is. Referral exchange is another one. I got that, and I don't really like it too much because I hate when somebody sends you a lead and you call them and they don't know who the hell you are and what you call about. To me, I'm like, now I gotta make up like, oh well, probably because you were doing this, and I'm nice, I feel like. So I'm like, man, let me tell you why you probably got this call. You looking on the internet at houses and stuff like that. Yeah, I was. Yeah, man. So because on there, they're telling you this person is qualified for this and wants you to call them because they're looking to buy a house and this and that, or they're looking to sell their house. And you call them like, that ain't even my address. I don't have a house for sale. And I'm like, oh man, it's for gays. And then social media. I get business from social media as well. I don't do it as much, but so when I first started, social media was how I got a good amount of business because that was one of my lead gen sources. And what I did was for a couple hours a day, I would get on social media, Facebook, and I would go down to the right side where it shows that everybody that's on. And I would literally go and send them a message. And it was a copy and paste. After I did it a few times, I'm like, hold on, this is too much. And I created a note and it was like, hey, what's up? How you been? Let me go back. I would start conversations with them and I'd have like 7 screens up. So people I'm saying, hey, the thing about Facebook for me was to have a simple conversation with somebody through Messenger on Facebook. It could be like 2 hours to knock out 1 minute conversation that's needed because you gotta wait for a response. Then because you don't want to come out pushing. You can't hit them with everything you got. And when you're doing the Ford method, you gotta go with family, occupation, recreational, and dreams. It's a series. I gotta set you up for that. I can't hit you with it all at once. So I gotta wait for your response. Then depending on your response, I'm gonna have another response. It might not be my next step that I need to get to. It took a minute. So certain people I could do it with, but when I got tired, I would just, for some folks who I haven't talked to in a while, conversation like, hey, haven't heard from you in a while. Hope all is well. Just want to tell you that I'm doing real estate now with Keller Williams. If there's anything that you need in real estate, please feel free to reach out to me. Here's my contact. And that was just copy and paste. And then folks will reply. And if they did, my goal was, I attached a goal to it that made it a lot easier. All I wanted was first name, last name, phone number, and your email. Because I was just putting contacts in for me. So by doing that, it made my progress seem like I was prospering as opposed to talking to a whole bunch of people and nothing happened. And so, but through that, now I had the information, asked them a few questions, and I knew how to follow up and what to do with them. But at that point in time, I didn't have a system. So social media is still working where it's now more like people reaching out to me. I'm posting things, not getting many likes, but people are seeing it. Because when it comes to real estate, guess who they're calling to ask a question to? Reaching out to me. They're seeing, and when I talk to people, yeah, they might not like nothing, but they know everything I'm doing.
Mm.
They see it all.
There's more people who don't react to your post that does.
Right.
If you see, if 50 people are acting, you probably got 300 that's not, they just see it.
Yep. But that's why that's why I have to keep doing it. Because before I'm like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm getting 5 likes. You know what I'm saying? But I go post something ratchet, I'm gonna get 150 likes. But I go talk about something, godly, here I come with 5 likes, but they seeing it all. Go ahead.
Just to support what you both were saying, because I am on social media a lot on Facebook. And I had gotten off for a while, so my algorithm was a little off. So the people that used to be responding, I'm not in their, in their radar anymore. But what I did notice is that when I do a video, it'll show you the amount of people that looked at a video, and it'd be 376 people. Now I go back to the original post, I'm like, it was like 7 likes. So that told me that what you just said, they may not be liking it, but they're seeing it.
Mhm.
And then if you do a video, then for some reason, the videos seem to spread faster. I don't know how that works.
It's the way that people assume content these days. The way that people absorb content is real quick. Some people don't even scroll no more. They just go to videos. Like my wife, she on Facebook, and I'm telling you for real, this is how she looks. Oh, it's interesting. Go back. That she goes through reels, like whatever the stories are, but she be hit fast. And I'm like, is she looking for something? Because like it looks like you're looking for something. You're going like this, right? Like you're scrolling through your pictures. Like, let me go to that date. No, that's how she looks at it. And if it don't catch her eye, it just goes right by. If it does, she stops and she looks. Then,
So the question is, when she just goes right by, is that counting as a view?
yeah,
Even if she's
Yeah.
not?
yeah,
Okay,
it's kind of as a
I'm
view.
less excited.
Well, no, but the thing is,
Scroll by.
also though, go ahead, Luke.
No.
Oh, also another thing to think about. Going on social media, so I got this thing where one of my goals is like a 5-5-5. I don't always do it, but it's like 5 comments, 5 likes, 5 messages. The point of that is the way that Facebook works is some people, okay, if I don't like anything on your page, eventually you're not gonna come up on my story no more. You're not gonna come up on my what is it? My timeline, right? So in order for my stuff, and same thing vice versa. So in order for my stuff to come up on your timeline, I need to be sending you a message. I need to be liking your post. But when you send people messages through Messenger and just a personal message, your stuff starts coming up on the timeline. So going through that and just doing 5-10 people a day, just picking 5 random people who like, hey, how's your day? Or sending them something, whatever it is, that's gonna allow to make sure that your stuff is coming up on there. So that's how they can be engaged. They don't have to like your stuff at that point, but as long as they're seeing it.
There are so many methods to utilize social media with. For example, if there's a house listed, and it's a hot house, I look at the listing agent. If I don't know it, I go to the Facebook page on there, and I see they know Rodney Maison. I say, it's me, Rodney Maison. I call, hey, what's going on? This goes for KW, doing more. I see you know Rodney Maison. And I want to get that listing you got. So, I mean, there's so many ways. That was job. People looking for a job, they go to social media. Agents looking at you, and seeing, do I want to work with this people, this person, this agent on the co-op? So there's so many different uses for social media that I think that we don't capitalize on all of them. There's more people that scroll. That's just their life now. They scroll social media all day, every day while they're at work. They scroll in social media.
Let me look on Zoom real quick, see if there's some questions that I can answer. I don't know if that's. Let me just check. There's Julia's hand. Julia, I guess you should let me know let me know if there's any questions that I need to answer for anybody on there to go into anything. And if anybody have any questions on Zoom, go ahead and put your questions in the chat and I will answer them at the end of the class. So now, yeah, I messed it up, Jude. Julie, I need you.
All right, I'm coming.
Julie, I need you. All right, all right.
On social media.
Count on me to mess it up.
Real time.
No problem. I think this
I should have
is-
touched it.
I think this is like what else on the screen.
That's a
Shut
challenge.
up now. There you go.
That's a challenge. But
All right. So, in conclusion, here's the important thing that you should have and utilize to get you success. I talked about them in what I do in my daily activities, right? Have a 401 goal sheet. First thing that pops up. Also, let me bring this up. The way I have my 401, it's actually in command. It's KW, in the KW. And I don't have the printout no more. It just pops up and I can edit it right there. Have a GPS. This is going to identify the strategies that you're using for your lead gen sources that you're going to put in your 411 to accomplish your goals, right? That you're doing every week. Time block. Having your schedule. Have a schedule, stick to that schedule and follow it. It's all, excuse me. It's also going to allow you to see what things aren't working so you can take out of your schedule and replace something else in your schedule to make that happen. But having your schedule is like a routine. You would think that I work for somebody the way that I approach my business. I'm here every day at 9 o'clock and I'm leaving. If I don't have an appointment, I'm leaving here about 4 o'clock, between 4 and 5. That's every single day. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting in a 40 piece at least in the office and I don't work for nobody. I don't have to come to work. You know what I'm saying? I can go hang out and kick and do whatever I want, but I'm getting results from doing that. But while I'm here, I value my family time so much that me time blocking has allowed me to spend so much time with them. Last year, I did like 9.7 million in sales, 36 units, and all that was done without my cyberbacker. Like she came in at the end of the quarter and it was already slow and it was dead. But I did all that by myself. And guess what? I ain't work after 5, maybe I ain't work after 4 or 5 o'clock and I ain't work no weekends. At all. I ain't miss a baseball game. I ain't miss a dinner. I ain't miss shower time. I ain't miss reading no bedtime stories. I ain't miss no doctor appointments. Nothing. Because I was able to time block and have my schedule effective. So when I get in here, I'm playing games. Because when I'm done, I'm trying to shut off. Now, me being at home, I can answer the phone, do a few emails. If I have to pull up my laptop, I will. But I take care of business during my schedule. So I don't have to necessarily do all that. The important stuff is taken care of. I can go chill because of time blocking. It took a while to get there though. Because before when I did 12 deals, 27 deals, I was working weekends, New Year's Eve, I'm showing houses, Christmas, I'm showing houses because I wasn't utilizing my schedule effectively. As soon as I started doing that, I was able to enjoy so much more life. So that's why the point of it is winning your day by noon. Because if you do these things effectively by that time, then you'll find how much more time you have things to do. When you're done with that, okay, what else can I accomplish now? And so winning my day by noon is so important by doing these activities. So then it allows me to have that time with my family and not have to worry about this hustle and bustle.
they keep you from bringing your laptop out when you get to the house.
Yep, I bring my bag in the house, but I hardly now pull out that laptop to do anything because I already did everything. And then those calls that come in and things like that, guess what? That's that 9 to 10 that next morning where I'm going to go ahead and approach all that. If it's an emergency, yeah, I get to it. If it's not, I do that. And when I talk to my clients during the consultation, I say this. I used to not. And during that consultation, I make sure that I tell them, hey, listen, I'm a family man. I really enjoy time with my family. So when I tell you I'm gonna be somewhere, at this time, I'm gonna be there. If you're gonna be late, please let me know. I work on a schedule. And you will always be able to get in touch with me. Always. Communication is my biggest thing. But during the time between 5 o'clock and 9, you will notice that the calls might not be as quick. So like when you call me, I'm right there, I'm picking the phone, I'm sending you a text. During that time, I'm doing time with my family. I'm doing dinner time, I'm doing homework, practice. So when you call me, I'll see it, it's cool, shoot a text. I might say, hey, I'm gonna call you right back. Or hey, I'll call you during this time. You just might not get me as quick. By me doing that in my consultation, and people respect my time. You know how many people now call me? And if it's like 6 o'clock, they tell me sorry. First thing they say, hey, I'm sorry. I know it's during that time. I'm like, no, you're good, you're good, you're good. I'm gonna be quick, I'm gonna be quick. I'm like, I'm setting that and they're respecting it. And they're respecting that boundary. So, but I tell them during this time, look, I'm all for it. I'm putting in these hours, I'm making sure I'm going to bat for you. But during this time, this is what I'm doing. And I can help you if it's an emergency, you're gonna get taken care of, but just know this is what's going on. Practicing the scripts. I do the script play every day. Pat be on there too. Who else be on there in the script plays? Who be on the script?
I mean, the Jedi, I gotta get that.
We be on there every day.
I gotta get that.
We be on there every day, but the scripts are so important because it allows me to know how to talk with my clients. And then I don't necessarily have to do this, but if I needed to, the script that they're giving you that day, you can just use that. Say you don't know what to say for the day. You call in your database, you don't know what you're gonna do. Just use the script that they're talking about and run that for the day, right? And so that's a good tool to use. Practice your scripts. You have to practice. Any professional sport that you see on TV, they practice, they train. The world's best athletes, they train. So in your business, if you're not training, then you're gonna get beat out.
Can I just say this real quick?
Yes.
I just encourage you all to just pair up with someone that you can do script and role plays with. Rodney and I are on the James Shaw call as well, first thing in the morning, and I remember one of the MREAs that's a millionaire real estate agent. Her name is Jessica Starr, and she says every single day, I mean, she's got a team driving and everything, and she still is doing her scripts even after we do ours in the morning. She does it in the evening time from like 6 to 6:30, but she does that every single day because that's how you're gonna get better.
Period. And like I was saying before, if you don't have, you should have an accountability partner, but if you don't have an accountability partner, these things are used for accountability. The James Shaw call is accountability. You don't necessarily have a partner, but you're showing up every single day and you're hearing the things that need to be talked about. That's accountability. That script practice. They break you off into rooms. They talk about a topic, they go over it, and then they break you off into rooms afterwards, and you can go in there and practice with people. So you don't have to lose money practicing in real life. That's accountability. Afterwards, you can do a power hour. That's when you're going on a Zoom and you'll be on mute, but everybody's calling. That's accountability. I know it's hard for some people to have an accountability partner. I don't have an accountability partner. These are my accountability partners. I don't have somebody that I call that I talk to every single day. This is my accountability. I have to show up for this. When if I don't use my schedule right, and I'm running like literally a minute behind, the feeling I feel by not jumping on my call when I'm supposed to, it's weird, but I think I'm letting myself down. I feel like I'm failing and I feel that because now I realize this is my accountability. I'm not getting on there with my accountability partners and making that commitment and following my schedule. So I have to do these every day or I'm distraught. I ain't starting my day off right.
You got great discipline.
Discipline.
And then the discipline, you gotta know your own discipline. And then I need some accountability partners. My discipline ain't quite right.
Yeah.
It has become a habit because you've done it consistently and now it's a habit.
It's a habit.
Yeah.
It's a habit. And Let me just check this real quick.
I had to quick story. LeBron James was playing the basketball playoff a few years ago. The game was on the line against Indiana. He was falling out and shot like this impossible shot, hit the backboard and went in, game over. Oh, that was like, I practiced this. Think about it. He practiced that shot over and over again.
Awkward shot.
He practiced it. I was like, wow. Anything with scripts, you know.
Have an organized system. Have your systems. Your systems are gonna allow your business to run smooth and not let things fall between the cracks, not miss out on who you need to talk to or what you talked about. Touching your database, most importantly. Having your systems right is gonna allow you to follow up your database, allow you to feed your database. This is how you pour into your database so it can grow and you can get business from it. So maybe what I'm gonna do is before we do these questions, I'm gonna have my cyberbacker come on and I'm gonna show you some of the things that we talked about. So Sam, can you go ahead and get on here and share your screen? And Julie, am I doing that here or you doing it from there? You know how that goes?
Sam should be able to go on and unmute the screen or share her screen herself from her window.
No.
I said that Sam should be able to go on her screen, her Zoom screen, share her screen from her window.
Okay, Sam, you should be able to go onto your screen and share your screen from your window. Is she gonna be audible too?
If she unmutes herself.
Okay. Let's see. It says it says you cannot start screen share while the other participant is sharing. All right, she just switched it, Sam.
Is this being recorded?
Yes. Cool. Are you able to get in there now, Sam?
How about that one? Can you see my screen?
You say it again?
Can you see my screen now?
I don't see your screen.
Okay.
Hey, Sam, can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
If you go down to the controls down at the bottom, you should be able to click on share screen and it should switch over to you. There we go. Alrighty, Rodney, you're gonna have to go onto the Zoom screen and switch the view options to viewing Sam's screen.
The view options.
Mm-hmm.
Do I go to new share? Participants make the host.
Nope.
Okay. You see my mouse moving?
No.
Okay. Enable.
So if you go to the top of the screen, you should be able to see where it says view option.
So I'm not seeing that.
Alrighty, I'll be right in.
View options. You might see view options that I'm missing.
It's Rodney's name, green bar at the top.
I'm trying, Julie, I'm trying.
You see it said viewing trails, you hit view options right next to that, and then you have shared screen from the main prompts.
Okay, okay, so Can I hear something too?
Sam, can you say something?
Well, her 411 was,
Sam, can you say something?
Hello?
I think they can hear her,
Okay,
but we can't hear her.
that's okay. So Sam, let's show them the. All right, first of all, this is my cyberbacker Sam, right? Sam's always on Zoom with me like throughout the day. So some of the things that Sam does, and she inputs listings, she writes offers, does transaction coordination. She creates content for me. She updates my off-market list, which is the list of properties that I get from my investors, sends emails, and sometimes she even calls off-market properties for prospecting as well. All right, so Sam will pull up my 401 sheet. Sam, will you scroll through the 401 to show them?
This electronic version is that implement?
Yes, it is.
I've never seen it.
I know, right? So it's in there. If you go to, I think it's the intranet. Go to the intranet, get that, get the 401. That's what is it? How does it? KW mykw.kw.com. Is that our intranet? No, not that one. Our intranet, where you can find your
Well, all the
reports.
documents and reports on it?
Yes.
Cause well, the Google Drive is.
Nope.
It's
Go,
on-
go to www.mykw.kw.com. And that's where you'll find the, on the internet, you'll get a digital version of your 411. You take that 411 and you can update it and change it all right there, right? So then, like you see with these and all that. So with that, I copy paste the link and put it into my startup. So when my computer starts up, it's already there. Or you can save it on a file and like a quick link on your computer. So it's always right there and it'll pull up and you can update it from there. So I'll say, Sam, put my 401, here's what we have for the week. And as I go through, she'll, whatever I don't do for that week, transfers into this week. So forth, so forth. Next month starts back over. So I gotta hit 25 contacts. I don't hit 25 contacts, it transfers over into here. And then the things I do complete, she'll cross it out. And she uses her goal tracker. Sam, can you show them the goal tracker? She uses the spreadsheet as goal tracker to track what I'm doing, how many calls I'm making, how many contacts I'm hitting, things like that. So now what I'm able to do with that, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to, it's gonna show me like my best week. It's gonna show me what I did. So now I can go and say, okay, we had a great week. We got this many appointments, this and that. What did I do? I'm gonna go in my goal tracker and see what I did. I need to duplicate that, right? So, what else with the goal tracker? But yeah, so what I'm gonna eventually do as well is see how many calls that I'm making to get me to accomplish my goals. So I know how many I need to do, right? Let's see.
So goal tracker is where, that's something that she creates.
Something that she did.
I-
And she was
and
audible.
Is that an Excel spreadsheet?
I wish that she could speak so she can hear. You know what? I can get on here myself. And I'll get her here. This is what we'll do. Perfect. The goal tracker, these active was 135.
Yes.
It's not a 135.
Okay.
135 is just a sheet that you have to say what your goals are, how many units it is, and it's identifying your levers for lead generation and the strategies that you're going to do under those. Or with the- Got it. Okay, I'm about to jump in, I said, join. Come on, come on. Perfect.
Recording in progress.
Oh. Sam?
She should still be able to talk.
So what?
If you mute yourself so it doesn't echo, she should still be able to talk. And we can hear her.
Okay, perfect. So. I want to hear speaker first. I thought it was being
Make sure
clever.
your phone is turned on, your sound phone. Side.
It is. Oh. All right. It's not gonna work. It's okay. So I tried. Now, what else I want to show that I do, Sam does. Oh, Sam, can you show my DTD2 list? So she sends me my DTD2 list for the week. That's how she sends it to me. It's on a spreadsheet and then they go. Everybody who I got to text, the names I got to call. And we'll go through that list. So when I go through this list, it's based off of, the numbers that I had on my phone. If it's a number that don't work no more, it gets archived. If it's somebody that I call and they don't pick up, I might put a task in there to call them next week to see what's going on. Because after so long, if somebody don't answer, there's no response, then there's no reason for me to keep contacting them. So if it gets like throughout the whole year and I've called these people like 12 times and I've never gotten a response from them, like, and because if it's somebody I know, that's one thing. But if it's somebody who I'm trying to figure out who this contact is, I'm just taking them off that list. There's nothing going on. I'm sending a text, I'm getting no response, whatever it is. Nicknames, I'm updating the names, find out exactly who that is, and I'm replacing the names. And so as I do that, I talk to somebody, I tell her the notes, hey, put this in the notes, Sam, this is what I need. If Sam's not there, I can use my client call sheet. I put the notes in myself, put the tags in myself of whatever tags that I use to remind me where they're at. So when I talk to somebody, they go to a smart plan or they go to a task. Sam, can you go to command and go to like my task, so to show how that goes? Task. Boom. Here's tasks. So I clearly got some has to do tasks that I gotta do, probably because today, because I didn't get to do my normal routine today. But here they all go. They're all here. Go back up to the top, Sam. Oh, I did that Vivian, and I did the Natasha. It's these that would do. What did I say? Yeah, it's 420. See, so I wasn't able. These are from yesterday. I already did. I should update it. I wasn't able to get on and do my routine. But as you can see, this is today. I got to make these calls, and I'll go in here. I'll click on here, and I'm gonna have the notes. So I know what I'm talking about. Like I had no idea who Vesta Smith is. I don't remember these, but I'm gonna click on that name. There's gonna be notes there. It's gonna be last time I talked to him, what we talked about, and then I'll be able to take care of that conversation. Sam, can we go to smart plans?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
About someone you don't know in your database, there's a name there, but you don't know who they are.
Yep.
So when you call them, what would you say, like initially?
Hey, this is Rodney Mason. I'm calling this number because listen, I've had this phone for like 15 years, and I have this contact, and I got you saved under CJ. Does that ring a bell? Is that you? Do you have me saved in your phone? My name pop up? No, I don't. Is your name Tiffany? It says Tiffany Cleveland. Is that, yeah, my name is Tiffany, is like, but Cleveland's not my last name. I was like, so I'm from Cleveland. Okay, so I know it sounds crazy, but I'm trying to clean up my database. So what I do is I'm going through my contacts and trying to figure out who everybody is. Do I need to keep them in my database or I need to take them out of my database? So I don't remember. Did you used to hang out at whatever it is? I might just bring up a topic. And if not, okay, well, I saved you on my phone clearly for a reason. We had a conversation one day and it was worth me saving you in my phone, trying to figure out where I met you from. Sometimes a lot of times we make a connection of where it was from or what it was, and it might have been in passing, right? Sometimes like, yeah, I got you saved under might have been my artist name. And so I'm like, okay, so I know it's from music. A lot of times it's from music, so it's either one of three things, right? So once I say that and I establish that, I'm like, well, you know, I'm asking questions, we're laughing pretty much at that point, you know, depending on what it is or where we met. And then I'll say, all right, well, you know, like I said, I'm going through my database, cleaning up my contacts. I do this, you know, almost every day in my business, if we get to that point. Because sometimes I tell people like, so I'm doing this so I can make sure I keep up with people. And they're like, damn, that's dope. I'm like, yeah, so you know how, you know, they say check on your strong friends, or you know how somebody passes and you like, man, I wish I would have called you and talked to them more. This allowed me to keep up with that. And so that's one of the conversations I have with them. And I'll let them know I do real estate. If you ever need anything in real estate, this is what I do. Also, let me get your email. I like to send out an email once a month. There's no spam or nothing like that. It's just a short email, and it has value in it. It has information about the market. It has tips. It might tell you about what's going on, what festivals are happening, things like that. And I do raffles and giveaways. Is it cool if I send you that once a month? Yeah, most definitely. And if there's any questions you have real estate, remember, I'm the person to talk to. And I'll give you a call and then I might ask them, hey, what are your goals? What are your goals for this year? I know it sounds crazy, but I'm just trying to see how I can be of value. You send somebody that, they're like, wow. That's the type of conversation I'm gonna have with somebody who I don't know who the hell it is. So when I talk to somebody, they get added to a smart plan, right? One of the smart plans I have is just keep them in my database smart plan. That's like somebody I had a conversation with who I don't know who they are, and I had to update the contact, and they don't want to do nothing, buy or sell, no houses or nothing. I want to keep them in my database because I'm going to call them again in 90 days. I'm going to ask them for referrals throughout the year. So they're going to get a monthly email from me. I do a monthly newsletter and a bi-weekly newsletter. In my newsletter, Sam, can you pull up my newsletter from last month? The task in here to send out the newsletter, we use MailChimp to send out the newsletter. Yep. Pull up my newsletter from last month so I can show them. It's my newsletter. Spring is coming. Probably talk about something like Easter egg hunts, spring cleaning, and I'm gonna advertise a listing. Either it's my listing or I'm gonna advertise somebody else's listing. Scroll up, and then and what I do is I tell them every month about what's going on for me and my family. I send a personal message to them. I'll talk about what's going on with my kids. I'll update them. If we talked about the trip last month, I tell them how the trip went this month, right? Then I include some pictures of me and my family. And then I'll send them a bi-weekly. Show me the bi-weekly, Sam.
Is that email from well, obviously not part of the family, but part of it. Was that a smart plan?
No, she created all this.
She created it?
Yep. She creates all this. I tell her kind of things I want in there, but she'll really just create it. And I'm like, all right, it's cool. She do a lot of like, I'm like, hey, add in what's going on this weekend, or add in what's going on this month of July. You know, and she'll put all of it in. So this is my bi-weekly. Sometimes there'll be these and there'll be a link if you want to learn more. I got one, yep, JPC links, read the references for the links. I'll talk about, one thing I started doing was I got a whole bunch of content of like flyers that were like put on like let's say current matters and stuff like that, right? I took those flyers and I'll go and I'll talk about it for a couple minutes. So I'll post a flyer, like scroll up, Sam. Okay, let's say here's 3 flyers. I'll do an actual video for each flyer and just put the link right there. And I'm like, hey guys, so let me talk about the rise in mortgage rates and what's going on with that. And they're getting information. That's my bi-weekly. So that right there is already 2 touches I'm having with my clients. My smart plan is gonna include, we got smart plans for holidays, wherever the holidays are, they're getting something for that. And then in there, I haven't looked at the smart plan in a while, what's in there, but they're getting communication, they're getting text messages, they're getting calls, all that. It's really to touch them 36 times for the year. So I have, let's go to smart plans again, Tim. I have an unresponsive lead smart plan. I have a, scroll down a little more. Past client smart plan. Buyer under 2 months smart plan. I have a buyer with 3 months and under, 6 months or more. I got a smart plan for them as well. Have people that I just want in my database, where it's like I got nothing to do with them, but I just want to make sure that I'm touching them and I'm reaching out to them to make a connection. I got potential sellers in there. Scroll up some more. Like I said, I got my bi-weekly, I got my holiday smart plan, and my newsletters, right? So Sam, can you show the content link? So when I say, hey, Sam, let's check the content for the week. Is this, okay, start from the top. Sam already has my content from April 17th to April 21st. This link, I can go on there and I can edit as well. But it's in my phone, I have links, and on my computer, I have a tab with all my links. Scroll up, Sam. So I'll look, check it out, make an adjustment if I need to. Then I'll be like, all right, Sam, I approve. Every day those are going out. There's sometimes I'm super busy, I might not check it for the whole week, so I might check it on a daily. But if I check that on Monday, I'm not having to go through that again. I know everything's getting put on, and anything else is extra.
So all of those smart plans, like you're not starting from scratch, are you? Is there smart plans out there that you can save and then edit to your, put your personal information on it?
That's what we do.
Okay.
We go to the library, we find one that's kind of what we're trying to do, and we edit it to make sure it fits for us.
Because I have a lot of my neighborhood in my database. I have to import it into, but there's some cleanup that I have to do. But I want to put them on the smart plan. And they're already tagged. So I
Yeah.
know who they are.
Edit it when you go in there. Pick one, edit it to your likings. That's the best thing to do. You take stuff off, add stuff on, edit to your likings. Then can you show? Do you have my links, like all of my links, like I have on my phone? We're like on my phone, it's showing like outline for lead gen, finder's fee agreement, content calendar, and all that stuff like that. There you go. So these are my links that I have. I can just go to them at all times. These are spreadsheets that she creates, and go my DT2, my contact, like my task that I need to do. I might be at home and I'm like, I need to do this. So in my phone, I just go on Google Hangouts where me and her communicate, and I'll put in the notes. In the weekend, I'll be like, call Jerry, call Tom, call Philip. I just put it real quick. And when I get back on Monday or the next day, Sam's like, okay, I got these notes. What are these? All right, we'll sort through them. That's when we get on the phone at 10 o'clock, or I might 9 through 10, go ahead and sort through and create a task for her already. So then, Sheriff, just give him a click on my to-do list. All these is like notes, things that I need to do. And it could be stuff for it's not just business. It could be stuff for my family. Might be sending my wife flowers. Things like that. Might need to order this. Hey, go pay this credit card off. And just boom, she has all these tasks. And as I complete it, she puts it done. Sam, go to my buyers list. When I have buyers, like leads and everything like that, they're all in here. With all the notes for what I need to do for them. Some of these leads, they might not be ready for a long time, or this is like some type of den there almost seems impossible type of thing that they're trying to find. But if I come across it, Oh, somebody was talking about a duplex. I'm gonna go to this list. I'm gonna find out who that was.
So do you have this saved in command as well? All of the
This is
notes
not a
in there?
command. This is just a tab I have on my computer
Mhm.
with these links. Like
Do you save it in both places or just in one place? Like the notes,
the notes.
yeah.
Do I save them? Like
Yeah,
outside of
like
this?
these names, are these people in your database in command? as well?
Yes, yes.
And then you save the notes in both places.
So. Command.
Okay.
Like. From like my client call sheet, then I'm like, okay, instead of looking for this. But like, details of it, this and that, I'm putting it right here.
Before, and then your conversations with them, the notes from the conversations go. from
In command.
the client sheet.
Notes in the conversations are more for command.
Okay.
If it's real quick and someone. Put that there. Of conversation or something like that, right? And this goes in here. Sam, pull up. Pull up my spreadsheet for my off-market properties. So she goes through Monday through Friday, uploads my off-market properties that I get. And then like every week, she'll like say we have like 40 of them. Then she'll go like take the top 10 because it's been like 2 weeks and send them an email, see if it's still available. If it's not still available, we take it off. I send this list to my investors. They all have this list. So whenever they're like, do Rodney have any properties? You don't have to call me and ask me, do I have any properties? You go to the link. Link is updated daily. You like something, all you're doing is sending me a text with an address. That means, let me see if it's still available. Less communication, huh?
Is there a fee for that list?
Yeah, $5,000. $5,000. Every single property that you see on this list, that's a minimum of $5,000 that I am charging.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
So this is incredibly organized.
Yes.
So I'm trying to wrap my head around, who is the lead on this? Is this your cyber person? Are these her ideas? Are
She's
they
taking
your
my ideas and
And
she's putting it on paper.
so these are Rodney's, this is
Yeah.
not Keller Williams, this is not anybody else.
Oh.
This is how I'm just trying to understand how it comes together.
Okay, this is me, but no, I am taking things from Keller Williams, like the 411, the time blocking,
I hear
lead
you.
generation. These are models that they have that I'm using. These are in the MRA as well. Like what is it? The 4 fundamentals of models of real estate success. You know what they are?
No.
You got the economic model, you got the lead generation model. And then there's 2 more. And I don't know exactly what they are.
But I will say, a lot of why his stuff is so detailed and organized is because of his time blocking. So if we took that time out a day to work and like, you know, how we do a regular job, we would have as much as he has on paperwork and everything like that. Cause he's here every day, all day. This is
I
what he
get
does.
that
Yeah.
part, but I'm just trying to, I could be here every day, all day and still not conceptualize what I see. That's what I'm trying to understand. I get that there's a lot of information that you can share from being here, totally get that.
Mhm.
But what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing
Hey,
is.
Sam, hold on 1 second. Sam, take that, get off that screen, please. That's not being shared.
Also, all of this takes time. I'm sure Rodney didn't just put this together.
No,
Well, that was
It
gonna be my
takes
next
time.
question. How long
Yeah,
have you been
so-
doing this?
okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I got my cyberbacker at first, it was very difficult because I was doing all this on my own, right? But not like with these spreadsheets. I can't do stuff like that, right? All these spreadsheets and this and that, I can't do all that. So I'm doing it like from here and just put it in the paper and get on the phone to put it into work, right? Stuff like this, you know what I'm saying? That's all I can handle, but I'm creating, what I did was, they say anything that you do more than once has to have a system. Period. It's like copy and paste. Or you're gonna keep starting from scratch and doing it again. So I took my workflow, I had to scale my workflow of what I do on a perfect day and a perfect week. This is what these are the things that I do. And then I put that into a system. And then working with my cyberbacker, it took me training. Like I'm having to train myself on how to train her to help me in my schedule and do things that I do by myself. So I had to realize, identify tasks that I do not need to focus on and be doing, because the only thing that I need to be doing is getting on the phone and doing leads, calling leads. That's what I need to be doing, getting more business. All these other tasks, I don't need to be focusing on that. So I had to get with her to figure out what that was. And then I started creating systems with it. Like, hey, instead with our buyer list, let's go ahead and put a spreadsheet with that and we'll update this. Hey, for the content, let's have contents ready. Have the content ready for months out. Cool, let's do that. You know, what do I need to, and I had to put these systems together. What do I need to do to be able to focus on nothing but lead gen and let her do all these tasks? So it's crazy that you see it as organized. I still see it as like, but I, as long as I follow that little schedule I got right there, you know, till about noon, till about 2 really, everything else can just fall into place how I need to. You know what I'm saying? It's like the big rocks and the little rocks. These are all my big rocks. These are things that have to get done in order for me to be successful in what I'm doing. Everything else can fall into place, however it needs to fall. And so that's why doing that, lead gen, setting appointments, converting that. That's my focus.
And how did you find her?
I went through this company called Cyberbacker.
That's the name of the company.
Yep, and I had to go through an interview process. I narrowed it down to her. And one of the things that made me choose her was, it's been a while now, was it like the ability to understand, like, or honestly, like, be all over the place. I'm all over the place. When I'm talking to Sam, I'm like, hey, do this. In the middle of that, hey, Sam, but do this real quick though. Like, and she understands that, but I, you know, from the beginning, like, hey, if you're starting something, can you stop in the middle of that and go change without being frustrated and handle that? No problem at all. So,
And did you know kind of was familiar with the real estate business?
so what they do is they train your cyberbacker for like a month before they give it to you. Yep. They train them for a month. They train them, and she still goes through training. Like they have classes for her on DocuSign, on Command. If there's something I need her to learn and I want to get more familiar with, I can call the cyberbacker. She has a cyberbacker above her, and they will give her the classes to train on.
But she's not Keller Williams.
Nope.
But they'll, so how is she getting at the information from that's Keller
All
Williams?
my logins. Sam controls my emails. She has my social media,
Okay.
all that.
Wasn't it someone who was working, they worked with Keller Williams first and they created that company?
Probably
So
so.
that's how they're familiar with
Okay.
the Keller Williams model and everything that we
That's
do.
what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Sam, is there anything that you want to share on the screen that I haven't covered that you do? And I can't hear you, by the way. So you can send me a message on Google Hangouts.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
Do you utilize, is it Fiverr?
Yes,
For your,
skip tracing. That's what I use it for.
skip tracing?
That's what I use it for. What
Can you
you,
just describe that?
skip tracing is if I see a house, I need to know who's the owner and the name and the number for that.
Okay,
All the names associated with that.
so they probably go into the tax records or whatever.
Yep. Is there anything else that you need to, that you would show on the screen that I haven't covered?
I got my dad's already set.
Does anybody have any questions?
Of course, I'm sorry. We're kind of like, it's similar to this. Okay, so basically I just got like-
Any questions on Zoom?
So this is why
So that pretty much wraps up the class. If there's any questions on Zoom, I'm gonna go look and answer that for you.
Thank you, Rodney.
You're very welcome.
I'm sending the link. Let me send this.
This is all stuff I need to do. To take, I don't know if I told before.
Yeah, that's all.